savannas and rainforests. Near the equator are the world-famous natural paradises of Africa, with hippos that go into the sea, monkeys that live in the open grasslands, and rare forest dwellers of Africa. Gabon stretches from the Central African Atlantic coast to the Congo Basin. Around 10% of the country is protected. Habitat for wild animals such as the red buffalo. The smallest representatives of the African buffalo. They also look for food. Parts of plants washed up on the beach, seasoned with salty seawater. Especially the nutrient-rich fruits of the mangroves are popular concentrated feed. But the buffalo are not alone. Hippos also like to come to the beach. For what reasons they go swimming in the sea is not yet fully researched. You will not find food here. Maybe the salt water will help get rid of parasites. Or you just enjoy rocking in the waves. They also use the ocean currents to drift from one bay to the next. Gabon's coasts and forests are considered the last stronghold of African forest elephants. They are smaller and slender than their better-known cousins from the savannas. Forest elephants form a species of their own, which, barely discovered, is already strongly threatened. Their native forests are constantly shrinking, and poachers are after their ivory. Elephants are still protected in Gabon's major national parks. The country is poor and needs more income. In 2021, the Gabonese government announced that it wanted to cut down more of the valuable jungle trees in the original rainforests. No one knows how much the wildlife of the jungle will be affected by this. Deep in the swampy rainforest, biodiversity is particularly high. Over 1,000 bird species and hundreds of unique mammals thrive here. These include one of the largest species of great apes, the western lowland gorillas. They are somewhat smaller than their relatives living farther east. Their vegetarian diet is not very high in energy, so they spend a lot of time foraging. They prefer sugary fruits and sprouts. Leaves and bark are also part of their meals. What is edible and what is not, you know exactly. Their diet consists of about 180 different plant species. The succulent grasses of the wetlands are particularly popular. They are easily digestible and contain proteins and minerals. To get there, gorillas sometimes walk on two legs. Although upright walking is not their usual way of locomotion, Like all great apes, they are able to have both hands free for short distances, which can be very practical.
The Congo Basin is considered the most important habitat for great apes. This applies to the gorillas as well as two other of our closest relatives.
Chimpanzees and their lesser-known relatives. They live only in remote areas of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Bonobos. Bonobos are slightly smaller than chimpanzees. Their skin and fur appear darker, reminiscent of humans. The longer head hair and pink lips, their social structure is unique among great apes. The groups are usually led by females. There are no rank battles. Bonobos are extremely peace-loving and like to share their food with conspecifics, even with groups of strangers. They are also known for their tenderness, and they have lots of sex not only to produce offspring, but in their small habitat they are endangered by illegal bushmeat trade.
No one knows exactly how many bonobos still live in the wild.
Conservationists fear there are only around 5,000 left.
Bonobos and chimpanzees are genetically closely related.
Only about 1 million years ago did the two species begin to diverge.
Chimpanzees exhibit a higher degree of aggression within their social interactions. They compete fiercely over social rank, mating rights, and access to food. Some researchers attribute the aggressive behavior to a lower food supply in the chimpanzee habitat. Chimpanzees can also live outside the fruit-rich rainforests.
The peaceful bonobos, who like to share their food with others, do not succeed. In Gabon's untouched forests, about 2,500 liters of rainfall per square meter occur annually, influenced by two oceanic currents. Off the southern coast of West Africa, the cold Benguela current meets the warmer Guinea current, leading the humid air to form clouds. This results in significant rainfall over Gabon and the Congo Basin.
In Uganda, east of the Congo Basin, the rainforest changes into dry tree savanna. And at long last, the grasslands stretch expansively all the way into Kenya. This is unusual.
Most equatorial regions in other parts of the world are covered by rainforests. East Africa once shared this rainforested characteristic, but the Atlantic's rain clouds linger on elevated mountain ranges. Over 20 million years, colossal mountains have relentlessly risen along the dynamic East African rift. In their rain shade, it stays dry for months.
From June to October, there is virtually no rainfall in the savanna of the Serengeti.
A good season for vultures looking for thirsty and starving animals.
The unpopular scavengers fulfill an important task in nature.
They dispose of carcasses before pathogens and insects can multiply in them.
In lean times, however, vultures are not the only interested in dead animals.
The lioness watches exactly where the big birds land, because there must be something to eat there.
Lions not only eat meat from animals they have killed themselves, but also carrion. In contrast to the farm animals, lion packs do not move around, but remain faithful to their territories throughout the year.
Even if prey is sometimes scarce. In the heat of the day, the big cats rarely go hunting seriously. Lactating females must conserve energy effectively.
The lionesses of a pack often have offspring at the same time. They then take turns taking care of the entire group of children. Little lions need protection from predators just like other lions.
But even hyenas, the arch enemies of big cats.
Hyenas hunt in packs. This lone animal acts as a scout. It has ventured very far into the territory of the lions. It stands no chance against the united lionesses.
The savanna offers carnivores ideal living conditions and many opportunities to hunt prey. Among ungulates, a peculiar monkey grazes on the expansive plains.
Anubis baboons primarily live on the ground rather than trees. They are omnivores.
But if necessary, they can also survive for a while on purely plant food, even dry grass. Thanks to this ability, the baboons also colonize the almost treeless savanna, in contrast to most other monkeys. Whenever they find protein-rich food that they can get their hands on, they grab it. These monkeys even hunt vertebrates that are hardly smaller than themselves. Plants and animals in the savanna wait for the much-needed rain. It takes until December, then the clouds finally bring salvation. The expected rains bring huge herds of herbivores.
Earth's largest animal migration begins.
Wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles move in unison. The life cycle of all these ungulates has adapted to the seasonal changing food supply. Over 1 million herbivores migrate annually, tracking the rains, from the south of the Great Plains to the north and back again.
The females will soon give birth to their young and are dependent on succulent food.
To reach the best grazing land, you must first overcome a deadly obstacle. The Mara River, spanning nearly 400 kilometers, originates in Kenya and flows into Lake Victoria, Tanzania. This Serengeti artery is home to Nile crocodiles reaching up to 5 meters in length, relying on minimal fish as sustenance during dry spells.
But the wildebeest has no choice. In order not to starve, you have to go through here. The threat is not only from crocodiles. Many animals drown in the current.
Of the more than 1 million wildebeest that cross the river annually, about 6,000 die on average, about 0.5%.
The vast majority survive and reach the land where the long-awaited rain falls. Heavy rain pours across the savanna.
It rains in torrents, but usually only for a short time.
Numerous lion pride territories scatter the region.
Biologists have equipped some animals with GPS collars to study their behavior. The dry soil cannot absorb much rainwater.
In the short term, new lakes and rivers will be created. After a few weeks of daily downpours, the Serengeti is hardly recognizable.
Fresh grass sprouts widely. Perfect timing for the four-legged hikers who arrive in the hundreds of thousands. Wildebeest, zebras, and other herbivores find rich pasture land.
Concentrated food for countless mothers who now have to give milk to their newborn boys?
Not only wildebeest, but also many other antelope species and zebras give birth within a few weeks. A newborn wildebeest must be on its feet quickly to escape the savanna's many predators. All these herbivores are fleeing animals. A newborn Thompson's gazelle and her mother are in acute danger. Hungry jackals watch your every move.
Saddlecloth jackals are smaller and slower than a full-grown Thompson's gazelle.
The mother will not be attacked by the robbers.
However, the little one would be a welcome prey for the pack of jackals. This time it doesn't work.
But a single failure does not discourage the jackals. You find an unprotected calf.
Without his mother, he has no chance against the pack of robbers.
They encircle the calf, initiating a hunt that quickly escalates into a dramatic confrontation where gazelle mothers counterattack, unexpectedly reversing the dynamic and confronting the jackal's distractive tactics head-on.
The others attack the calf. When the defenders realize this, they turn around. Can the little one be saved?
You're late.
Even if the mother is not giving up.
This time the jackals emerged as victors by collaborating effectively and ensuring their meal wasn't taken away. Astonishingly, up to half of newborn gazelles fall prey to predators in their first year. These gazelles' mothers are capable of having another set of offspring as quickly as 6 months later due to the adaptability of East Africa's savannas grass eaters, which have myriad survival strategies.
The only 40-centimeter kulk dik-dik is one of the smallest antelopes in Africa.
It is also called dwarf snout because it has a long trunk-like nose.
The thus enlarged moist mucous membrane helps the dik-dik to cool down in high heat. Not much bigger are the klipspringer with about 60 centimeter shoulder height. They also belong to the antelopes and are widely distributed in Africa. The shape of their legs and hooves is unique. The last joints of the toes are rotated so that they walk on the tips of the hooves.
Their cylindrical shape gives them a good grip on hard rocks.
Klipspringer live on mountains and rocks. In this rough terrain, they are more skillful and faster than any predator.
Many savanna herbivores are herd animals.
This brings benefits, especially when abundant food is available during the rainy season.
The sheer mass of animals gives each individual some protection, even if predators tear some of them. Once the relatively few predators in the area are satiated with their catches, the remaining herbivores are safeguarded due to the predator's momentary disinterest, particularly in mass prey groups. He lurks in the tall grass and sneaks up to within a few meters of his victim unnoticed, only to beat him after only a few sentences.
Leopards break the necks of their prey, but do not eat them immediately. Hyenas or lions on the ground might try to take the prized meal, posing a constant risk.
In the tree, the leopard is safe from thieves.
Up there, it finds a haven to eat and rest undisturbed, enjoying tranquility. Later on, it descends to the ground seeking essential minerals to sustain its needs. Numerous animals consume clay to gain vital salts and detoxify harmful substances. Even hungry lions and hyenas only attack the largest herbivores of the savanna in exceptional cases. Giraffes. This giraffe calf, which is only a few days old, is already 2 meters tall. Until 2016, all giraffes were considered to be members of a single species.
Now identified are 4 distinct giraffe species, with 3 thriving within Kenya's habitats.
Maasai giraffes can be found in the Serengeti and the Masai Mara. Further north lie reticulated giraffes and Nubian giraffes. Their main food is the leaves of acacia trees.
The long pointed thorns don't bother them.
Giraffes have a kind of cornea on their tongue.
Their tongue is almost half a meter long and has a dark coloring to protect them from sunburn. The giraffe's long neck does help with canopy feeding, but it makes it very difficult to drink from a water hole.
That does not just appear awkward at all.
Lowering your head 5 meters
should actually greatly increase the blood pressure in the brain. But giraffes have natural valves in their veins that prevent a dangerous increase in pressure in the brain.
Giraffes, as ruminants, share ties with deer and hornbearer, yet possess small bony horns. In the Central African rainforest, there is a rare and unusual animal that has similar horns. The okapi was long thought by biologists to be a cousin of horses and zebras, but the solitary okapis are close relatives of giraffes. Fossil finds show that okapis strongly resemble a common ancestor that links them to giraffes. These developed their long necks over millions of years through their life in the savanna, an adaptation that the okapi in the food-rich forest does not need. The African elephants are also excellently adapted to the conditions of the dry savanna. They are larger and significantly heavier than their cousins, the forest elephants in the west, there in the impassable rainforest.
The pachyderms shrank and became slimmer.
In savannas, elephants face fewer obstacles but endure droughts and heat.
Their large ears are very well supplied with blood. When waving, they have a cooling effect.
Using tusks and trunks, elephants forage by digging for food or stripping tree bark. The lead cow of each group knows exactly when and where to find the best feed and water points. The matriarch passes this vital knowledge on to the next generation of her family group. Hippopotamuses, weighing up to 3 tons, are also among the giants in Africa. They depend on a life in and around the water. They rarely leave the cool water during the day. Underwater, you can close your ears and nostrils with the help of special muscles and go diving. Due to their enormous size, hippos play an important role in their ecosystem.
They keep the riparian vegetation short and make paths for other animals.
On Kenya's open savanna, there are also giants among the birds. Maasai ostriches, the second largest subspecies of African ostriches. They're able to meet their fluid needs only through food.
This allows them to withstand longer drying times. The approximately 2-meter-tall giant birds can reach 65 kilometers per hour while running, with steps of up to 5 meters long.
Only about half the size, but just as impressive, the secretary bird. Although he hunts exclusively on foot,
it can also fly well.
It simply picks up small prey from the ground.
The secretary bird isn't a fussy thief. Larger animals, especially snakes, are trampled to death by the large bird with its powerful feet.
His flexibility makes him successful. The secretary bird spans vast African regions. Savanna inhabitants have adapted to harsh, dry conditions for millions of years to avoid extinction. Some migrated from similar dry grasslands in Asia. Among them is a lofty stepper. The specialized sprinter, the cheetah, holds the title of the world's fastest land animal. Its lean frame is devoid of fat reserves and houses minimal muscle mass. Cheetahs share similarities with the American cougar, to which they are closely related. Despite their stature, both are categorized zoologically as small cats.
Fossils of their common ancestor have been found in present-day China.
A century ago, cheetahs roamed extensively across Africa and Asia. They are now almost extinct in Asia and are also becoming rare in Africa.
Few nature preserves are expansive enough to sustain them. Cheetahs demand vast hunting territories and consistent gazelle populations.
They accelerate to about 100 kilometers per hour in 3 seconds. Thanks to their non-retractable claws, They do not slip away and travel up to 7 meters per jump.
Their nasal passages are dilated to allow them to absorb more oxygen during sprints.
Until they reach their prey.
Everything has to go fast.
Cheetahs only maintain their top speed for a few hundred meters. After a successful hunt, they eat their prey immediately.
Freshly killed meat serves as an attraction to competitors and could lead slender big cats to lose fights against larger predators. Lions are the only cat species that live in community.
Typical lion packs consist of 1 male and 4 to 6 lionesses and their offspring. Often there are larger groups as well.
Ensuring that there's ample food for everyone proves to be a simpler task. Male lions, weighing about 200 kilograms, are notably larger and heavier than their female counterparts. Their impressive mane adds to their commanding presence during fights, while doubling as protection for vulnerable areas like the neck and nape. A full-grown, vibrant mane also signals good health to potential rivals and mates.
Kenya's largest national park, Tsavo East, has a significantly hotter climate than the Serengeti. Lions have it harder.
They find less prey and do not wander around during the day to avoid overheating.
They spend their days in the cooler shade.
Even here, the temperature rises to over 30 degrees.
And in the sun, it gets much hotter.
Lacking sweat glands on their bodies, lions do not cool themselves by sweating. Instead, they pant like dogs. In Tsavo East National Park, male lions wear only short, sparse manes, much less impressive than their counterparts in the Serengeti.
Global warming is also affecting lion populations outside the Tsavo.
Thick, shadowy manes significantly amplify heat stress for the lions. And lions without the typical hair splendor could become the norm in the future. Many of the lion packs in Tsavo National Park are unusually large.
A single male always leads the group of females. Owing to their exceptional social dynamics, these extraordinary lions endure in sparse environments with minimal food sources. Astonishingly, they boldly target imposing and fierce prey like black buffalo, which can surpass half a ton in weight and exhibit tremendous defensive strength. Together, the coordinated pride successfully subdues the buffalo. The lion delivers a lethal bite to the throat, collapsing the buffalo's windpipe to ensure suffocation. Across Tsavo and the Serengeti, lions are chiefly nocturnal hunters, claiming approximately 95% of their prey under the cover of darkness. They usually hunt wildebeest and other antelopes, but also zebras and warthogs. Lions can see well in the dark.
A reflective layer of cells under the retina acts as a residual light amplifier. Even though gazelles remain vigilant during nighttime hours, lionesses craftily encircle the herd, silently closing in.
Two of them drive the loot towards the others who are in wait. The gazelles flee in the direction of the captors who were hidden in the deep grass. The successful hunters then share the prey. The alpha male focuses on keeping intruders out of his territory and protecting the pack. It marks its territory several times. With scratch marks urine and through its loud roar in the plain, it can be heard for kilometers. The lionesses have not gotten tired of one gazelle. They have discovered a herd of wildebeests and continue hunting. This time, however, they are not allowed to enjoy their meal in peace. Spotted hyenas and lions are arch enemies. Each group hunts and steals from the other whenever they can. Hyenas are fearless hunters and will even attack lions in numbers. The lionesses get reinforcements from the leader of their pack. The hyenas have respect for him. They take off. The victorious lion rejoins his females, only to drive them away from their prey in turn. The rank order in the pack determines who is allowed to eat first. But as two females come with the group of young animals, the male lets the offspring participate in the meal. Finally, his offspring should one day become strong hunters and roam the savanna of East Africa for a long time to come.